Hello everyone, it's Open House Thursday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Obiajulo Olabisi Ubu, and with me are the ladies. Excellent morning, YK.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, ladies.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Like your outfit?
Oh, thank you very much. I think
that's adire.
Yes,
with a mix of, what's the material on top?
Crepe, I think.
Crepe, okay, okay.
I'm going to this thing today, the premiere of Swallow.
Oh, at the cinemas?
No.
Where?
The premiere is, he's actually built his own
studio
and cinema complex.
Ah, so that's nice.
That's exciting. But I went to Access Bank on Tuesday, and the security guards there, they all watch Your View. And I promised them that I would mention
their names.
I don't know their names. I can't remember their names. They even told me. But they said, I must mention it. And I must tell them that you are finer in real life than on TV. That TV makes you very ugly, I said.
We all are. Once you see people, remember when we went for Miriam's?
I promised them that I will mention it. Yeah. So I'm mentioning it. I hope they are watching.
I'm sure they are watching. When we went for Miriam's, the one we had at the NCC or something, the canopy walk now that we all went for. Yes. You know, there were some fans that saw us, like, you people look finer in person than on TV, you know? So I guess it's the camera. How you doing? Or the lights. How you doing?
Complaining officially.
Like complaining.
Official complaints.
How far now?
I'm fine. What up? To good. Good. So this message came in from Olaide Rashida Sumono. She's asking us to help beg the management of Laswekwe campus that in COVID they have no water, no light, you know, and these are basic necessities present, especially in the COVID season. The school authorities, even though this is my alma mater, they're disappointed. I think they should quickly do something about water and light for them. Yes, very important. I've taken your message, Rashida. She thinks that the authorities should do what is needful. I don't know why there's no light now and there's no water in campus. And she said it's been like that for a long time, for a while. But I think the management should hear now and do something about it.
What is the job of the SUG? Are they not the ones supposed to
this is the student asking at management. You know, because management is of different level, we have, you know, the way civil service run. One person can just be lax on this and be saying they will survive. So you know, this is a campus, and most of them are in Ekpe. They are not indigenous of Ekpe. If you have to start to find water and basic amenities trying to survive in a strange place, you know, it's tougher to survive there. Yeah. I think they should do what is most important and allow water run within campus.
Can I tell you what happened to me yesterday?
Please, give us just...
Hey, I said, let me go and blow dry my hair. And I don't know which cream I use on my hair. Hey, come and see my hair falling out like this.
Oh, why not? You should have someone caring for your hair right now.
Hey!
You can't afford to be losing hair now. I wanted to faint.
If I just commit, I will just see hair like this.
Which cream did you use?
I don't know.
I don't even know whether I should be happy or sad.
No.
Is it finally now we are cashing up? No, that's not good.
No, that's not good. Not now. Because, you know, you're not very...
the hair will not grow again.
It will grow, but it may not grow as fast. Yeah.
You have hair that we envy. That's why I said I don't know whether I should be happy or sad.
I've never seen that kind of thing in my life. I say if I just do like this, the hair will just come out.
Follow you.
Yeah?
Follow the comb.
That's much.
Sorry.
My hair breaks like everything.
Sorry.
No. This one is different. I should have brought the hair to show you.
Oh, so sorry.
If I can find it.
Please don't use that cream again. Just use natural products. Your coconut oil.
I don't know the cream. I'm not even sure because I use like 3. So I don't even know which one I use.
Now you custom.
Mixy. Mixologist.
Hey. Why are you mixing?
How are you?
I'm doing good. My children are celebrating Independence Day in school today, so they asked them to wear traditional attires. The notice was very short, so I had to quickly, thank God for Miriam. She helped me get somebody who supplied us last night. We got it. My little daughter will wear the fulani, but all her stomach is open. I've begged the teacher, please let her wear singlet. Before cold weather her body.
In this cold weather.
Honestly.
Rain.
Honestly. And I miss being home because I couldn't tie my daughter's gele. I don't know how to tie anyway, but if I was home, I would have gotten somebody. So I said, carry the gele. Your teachers will find a way to tie it. She wore my outfit, my clothes. Bam, bam.
Your big daughter?
Yeah, so everything entered. I said, wow. She's now my girlfriend.
Yeah, like that my brother's daughter can wear my clothes now.
The way these kids
asked me for a pair of trousers, I gave her. I saw her wearing trousers. I said, we are not the same size.
it's well. Let's take a short break. When we come back, the newspaper reviews begin. Thank you.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back. So let's start with the nation. E-transmission of results. INEC pushes on. Jonathan backs method. Buhari, Obiano, Ohaneze, killers of Akunyili will pay for it. FEC okays 14-day paternity leave for workers. Tinubu hails silent achiever Oyetola at 67. Oyo joins VAT fight. Bandits battle. Kaduna shuts down telecom services. El Rufai, North governors not against power shift in 2023. EFCC changes tactics to graft prevention. Who has what story in the nation?
Okay. The INEC story.
Okay,
So
right.
INEC, according to them, are continuing with the e-transmission efforts that they've started. And former President Jonathan, while speaking at an event in...
Go ahead.
While speaking at an event, also talked about the e-transmission, that, that this is the way to go. That, the National Assembly should quickly pass this and, we should proceed with... I don't know, my thoughts are really scattered now.
Oh, it's fine.
This method, yes.
Okay, so let me take El Rufai. And so according to him, he said governors of the North are not opposed to power shift to the South in 2023, and they did not imply that in their communique as a result of the meeting they had on Monday. But according to him, he said the governors of the South used the word must, power must shift, and that's where they had a problem, because when it comes to democracy, you don't use must. Democracy is something that we all would agree and we all would support each other. And over the years, they have supported the South to have that, power. They supported Obasanjo during his term. They are not against it, but they expected that they should have, had a meeting with them, met with them, and not play to the gallery. So that was
they should play
basically
politics.
what he was saying.
So
yeah.
quickly for the INEC story, they're planning to test the e-transmission system with the Anambra elections. So at least we'll start to test it little by little.
And see how it works.
And prepare for the major general elections.
Oh,
yes,
that's fine.
Mike,
do you have any story in the nation?
No, it was the same El Rufai story I had, so
okay. All right.
let me leave it there.
Okay, let's move on to the Punch. I'm surprised some people oppose electronic voting, Jonathan. Declare bandits terrorists. Launch total war against them, Senate tells Buhari. Nigerians without NIN won't get passports or driving license, NCC. Federal government revokes 5,793 mining licenses in 6 years. Operators blame insecurity. Fear spreads in Southeast as hoodlums murder Akunyili's husband, 8 others. Federal government declares Friday holiday for Nigeria's 61st independence anniversary. Another bombing error kills 20 residents in Borno. Federal government approves 14-day paternity leave. Adopted children's fathers covered. Southern governors should have consulted northern counterparts on 2023 El Rufai. Buhari orders ex-Pharaoh DG's trial for collecting 18 years' salaries with phantom certificates. Again, bandits hit Niger, kill 30. Kaduna shuts phone services. Who has what in
I
the
was
phone?
going to take the Akunyili story,
Okay, go ahead.
Professor Akunyili and a doctor. Apparently, he was with his orderly and his driver. I think they thought he was a politician, and then they said, no election in Anambra, and then they fired shots at them. They killed the driver, they killed the orderly. They say, the eyewitness said they think it's because there was a policeman in the car with him. And then they killed him. They killed 7 others, and they cut off their heads. So when they got to the morgue, they couldn't identify them because they didn't have heads. Can you imagine?
How
So
painful it is.
everybody is crying out and saying there must be justice. DSS are denying because there was a video that went out that said it was DSS. DSS said it wasn't them. IPOB are saying, no, it wasn't them. So everybody is denying it.
So these unknown gunmen, who are they? Can't they be fished out?
So Buhari is saying the perpetrators will face God's judgment and man's judgment. And for me, that is not a tough statement to make by a president. Forget about judgments. The statement didn't come from him directly. That's one thing I must say. It came from Adishino. Saying, but when a president is supposed to talk, first of all, the president should have spoken, one. Two, a firm statement. The people, I promise you, by next week, I will get
them prosecuted.
So when he didn't want to promise and fail, I know they cannot get them.
That is understandable, but you see, the insecurity is getting really, really bad. And if they don't do something, if they don't show that they are firm, because like I'm listening to people saying, look, the government, the federal government, is the federal government, saying that bandits, terrorists
are bigger than them.
Then let us cuckoo everybody. Arm ourselves inside our house and be waiting.
Where will you
and inside our car, you can't harm yourself. So because when the government is telling you they can't do anything, and they're telling you it's God's judgment. Huh?
Dr. Akoyele's story is so painful. My husband called me yesterday and said, there's a video going on. Please, if you see anything, don't open. Don't open it because you know yourself and that you might not be able to handle it. I think that alone should provoke government. This is somebody whose family, himself, his wife, served this country and risked their life for better leadership. Try to set the standard of what leadership should be till the wife died. This is not the way to reward the family, if at all we have a conscience. Major headline, quickly. The Ministry of Mines and Steel have started revoking licenses. So Punch has been on their case. Punch reported some time ago that they gave out 7,000 licenses. And later on, the spokesperson for the department within the Mines and Steel said that they've started revoking. Now we have a total of 5,793 inactive licenses revoked. I think this is the way to go. If they are not productive, they should withdraw them and give other businesses,
to other people.
Prospects who can,
handle the job
properly.
Yeah. So another bombing error kills 20 residents in Borno.
I wanted to read that story.
Yeah. So I read it yesterday, but we didn't get to it. It said 20 civilians died from a supposed airstrike in Darba, Masara, a border town in Munguno local government area of Borno State. According to the story, they said that area has already been taken over by ISWAP. Like they are moving freely in that area. And there was a time they suspended it's a riverine area, so they have a lot of fishermen. They suspended them, but then they lifted the suspension and asked the villagers to come in so that they can earn their daily living, come in to fish, come in to farm. And when the Nigerian Air Force now carried out attacks, those are the people who became casualties. So somebody was saying, one of the eyewitnesses was saying that it's a very risky place to even go for fishing. No matter how hungry you are, you shouldn't even be caught there because anything can happen at the time. My worry now is it's a place that the villagers around know exactly. Why can't we swoop in and do things right?
I think that when you now kill innocent people, who is your enemy now? Is it terrorists? Is it bandits? Is it the mistakes? That's the second one in how many weeks?
In 2 weeks, about 2 weeks. Nine persons were killed.
It's not fair.
Is it just to show that you're working or that you show that you're doing your work well? If all this while we were waiting and saying because they were using humans as a defense, we didn't attack them. Now we're not being careful anymore. We're just killing our own selves.
I will say it again. If you build skyscraper from here to Kingdom Come, once you cannot secure my life, you have failed as a government. So if they cannot secure lives, isn't that why Jonathan lost? Because Jonathan couldn't put a stop
still on the same insecurity.
Boko Haram. And it's now even worse.
Yeah, we're still on the same insecurity. Anyway, the newspaper reviews continues after this break. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So you want to take a story first?
Yes, in Punch, yes. So the President, Muhammad Buhari, has directed the ICPC and other commissions, other offences commissions to prosecute Chima Igwe, the former DG of the Federal Institute of Industrial Research, Oshodi, who for 18 years used a letter, an attestation letter issued by a supervisor in the Dabone Kavali Benin Republic University to front as his PhD. He actually never completed his PhD, doesn't have a doctorate, and used that, to secure promotion, and he was recently also made DG by the Minister for Science and Technology, Ubunaya Onu. The president has also directed the minister to stay off the leadership of the board and allow the board operates on its own until they find a substantive DG that is truly qualified. I hope, this is an example that you have made, sir, and I hope that this can be replicated across board, even in our embassies abroad where we have reports of people with fake results or those who don't even have the basic WAEC who are working abroad because of connections. I'm happy that they found this man out, but I would like that he's replicated everywhere too.
Everywhere. Okay, moving on to the Tribune. Oyo seeks to join Rivers VAT suit against federal government. SEC approves 14-day paternity leave for civil servants. COVID-19, World Bank okays Nigeria's $750 million economic program. Nigeria ranks 82nd in World Digital Quality of Life Index. Six months after partial ban, Lagos begins fresh onslaught against Okada. Senator Buhari declared bandits as terrorists. Recruitment into security agencies have been politicized by Zulum. Anger trails killing of Dora Akunyili's husband by gunmen in Anambra. Who has what story?
Nima, you have the Okada story.
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
It's about time.
So the Lagos State, in reaction to the killing of the CSP Kazim Abonde, government has started looking again into banning. This time around, they're not looking at partial ban. We had a 6-month partial ban that, they relaxed after a while, but they're now looking at complete ban because of the level of rampancy that you have amongst Okada riders in Lagos, and the levels of atrocities that they commit. The Commissioner for Information was speaking on behalf of government of Lagos, saying that well-meaning Lagosians are also crying the proliferation of Okadas and the level of criminality that they carry out, that in every crime that happens in Lagos now, you can easily find an Okada involvement in it. So I think that's the way to go. They picked about 5,200 bikes already.
Wow.
But the fear I have...
Where would they keep the bikes?
The partial ban would have been effective for lack of corruption on the side of security agents. So pick up the bikes. Either you ban it, let there be outright destruction of it. Yes.
Of the bikes? That's
they have a place that is wasteful, unfortunately. Wasteful. But they have a place where but why resell? Why do you have allegations by Okada riders saying that they buy back their bikes? Or that when they seize their bikes, they find other people riding their bikes in other areas? Let there be outright ban for it. Let there be clear enforcement of whatever ban it is against them. Not that you pick them up, they settle all those kind of arrangements,
and they get their bikes
or daily payments. Those kind of corruption is why we don't have proper rules being obeyed. If they are not allowed within certain areas, they won't go there.
The Lagos state government can ban the Okadas, but if it's not implemented by the police, that's where the problem
is. The police that's complicit in this now.
So the FEC the Federal Executive Council have approved 14-day paternity leave. Are you having a baby?
No. For the people having babies.
Civil service workers.
Wow, that's
awesome. That when a child is born, they need to bond with their fathers. So that 14-day leave is for them to... Yeah, it's a good start. Not enough, but it's a good start. They say even if you adopt a baby that is less than 4 months or less, you will still get that paternity leave.
I think it's good. Congratulations to all the people who are hoping to get pregnant.
I think in TVCs, normally is a normal thing that they get paternity leave here.
Oh, okay. Yes. So the governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Umar Zulum, on Wednesday said that Nigeria cannot get the required commitment and dedication from security agencies as long as those being recruited are job seekers. So he explained and said that 20 years ago, the people who were recruited offer better services because their mind is in what they are doing. They really wanted the job. But right now, what we have are those just job seekers who need something to do. So they are not really passionate about working in these security agencies, and so they are not giving their best. And that's the reason we will still have the issues we have in the security agencies. But I remember every time they say that they want to recruit, we see thousands and thousands of people. Is it just because they are job seekers or because they really want to serve?
You see, when you get there, you are not earning much. First of all, security people should be paid very well so that their pension. The police especially, do you know how they complain? I was listening to the radio today. There's this ASP that's going to the radio station today, and it's because he's going to complain that he has not received his pension.
His pension, wow.
Can you imagine?
Wow.
So then the pension is very small. I met with one DPO that was telling me the pension of the police is not like that of the army.
You know, the police pension scam is still... The guy is still enjoying life, freedom.
Still walking up and down. And then there are policemen who didn't receive their pension. And then you're expecting them to come.
So that discourages them from giving their best,
do you know that if a policeman dies on duty, in the, like by armed robbers or bandits, or nothing for his family.
We have example in the Ambonde's case. Yesterday, I took the story in the Nation.
Yesterday.
The daughter is saying nobody has even reached out officially to announce to the family that his father died in the course of duty.
Let's quickly move on. Time is running out. To the Daily Trust, Senator Buhari declare bandits as terrorists. Recruitment into security agencies politicized. We just took that now. Outrage over killing of Akunyili's widower, 7 others in Anambra. Erufai to southern governors, you can't get presidency by force. Do we have any story here?
You have the major headline?
Yes, I have the major headline. So the Senate on Wednesday are asking the president to declare bandits as terrorists. They're also asking that the president wages war against the bandits, including bombing their locations and eliminating them, not waiting for them to carry out the, what's that first, the fight you show first, and then you go back. So,
draw first blow.
Yes. So, according to them, so they quoted the Oxford Dictionary saying that it defined terrorism as a calculated use of violence or threat of violence to inculcate fear. It is said the act is intended to coerce or intimidate governments or societies in the pursuit of goals that are generally political, religious, or ideological. And over the years, they have been terrorizing Kaduna, Zamfara, Sokoto, Katsina, Kebbi in the northwest, Niger, and North Central.
We like to speak English.
I like to speak. Yes, I'm giving you
it's the Senate.
Exactly.
So the Senate, who have the powers to amend whatever laws we have on terrorism to include bandits, are calling on president to include them.
So give them a go-ahead. Maybe he needs to give them a go-ahead to prescribe. Who does the prescription?
Independent bodies.
Can they?
The bandits are not a group that you prescribe. They are bandits.
They're
so
terrorists.
You include their activities to fall under terrorism and maybe include a deterring consequence for it, like life, or something like that.
So are you saying they do not need an executive order?
They don't need any thing from president to do this.
Wow.
They are the Nigerian Senate.
Wow.
They are independent and they are powerful.
Wow. Anyway, the motion was adopted, so
we thank God.
Let us see. They also said that they were going to increase security to 1 trillion from 800 million. 800 billion, sorry, to 1 trillion. So let us see how they fare.
Thank you, ladies. That's all we can take on the newspaper reviews. Next, we have a guest appearance from Ojuoge Orekelewa Ventures. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. The campaign against gender inequality and domestic violence cannot be overemphasized. Joining us on the show this morning to educate us on the menace of gender inequality and domestic violence, its effects on the home and society at large, is Cynthia Aboje. Welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice having you.
Thank you.
I know that you carry out seminars where you talk about, you preach against gender inequality and domestic abuse, domestic violence. What is the crux of your message when you go on those sort of seminars?
Okay. Aside from seminars, I also organize creative events in schools, secondary schools. I believe that every grown-up person or every person who is engaging in domestic violence started as a child or grew up in the home where abuse, was taking place. So when they grow up with that imprinted in their minds. Wow. Every child is like a blank page. We fill them with what we want them to have on the inside. So when they grow up in an environment that is very toxic, an environment that domestic violence is taking place, they grow up with that mindset and they become perpetrators or they become victims. So when I organize these events in secondary schools, I organize seminars, competitions, I go with the mindset to catch them young, to groom them, reorientate their minds, so that when they grow up, they can actually become better people. The circle has to be broken. So we have to start from when they are young.
Okay, so it's good that you go to, like you mentioned, secondary schools. But for some people, it is not a one-off interaction that stops domestic violence. If the thought process has already been formed, they grow into it. Some need deep counseling, therapy for a longer period of time. Do you offer that? And if you do you have partners that that help you work with people who have that?
Over time, we've partnered with churches, with schools. Aside from the programs we do, we also run a mentorship program for these youths. We know that just interacting with them maybe for the first time is not enough. We do a follow-up. We also have, that's the initiative that I run, the TSIIS initiative, the Strong, Independent, Inspired Self initiative. Under that initiative, we follow up these young people and we mentor them. I have some of them, that, over time, they come to my home, they come to my business place, they get involved with some of the skill acquisition programs I carry out. Yeah, so we know that it's not just enough to interact with them through the programs we do. We still follow them up through the mentorship programs.
Okay, do you have a question?
No, she's still talking now.
Okay.
I wanted to follow up on the skill acquisition that you talked about.
Yes.
For most of them, what kind of skill acquisition do you see them take most times? Do you give them? And is there a grant? Because people, Nigerians, we have skills. So most people just sit with this skill. For some, they need a business training, they need assistance, and do you offer that? And how do you raise funds for that? Okay.
First of all, at the moment, we don't have grants. Everything that has been happening has been self-financed. And then I've also gotten finance from family and friends. The basic skills we run includes hairdressing, photography, makeup, fashion designing. What we've been able to do over the years since 2013 is you train under us, we'll equip you with equipment, just something, not so much. Maybe a sewing machine, a hairdryer.
It's a lot.
Just get you going.
Just get started. Get started, then we follow up. And recently, from the people that has passed under us, under my initiative, from research, we found out that some of them go back home and they don't do anything with the skills. because they've not been orientated. They have the mindset, oh, let me just get this training. I might do something later. A particular boy that trained under me said, Auntie, when I'm done with this, I'm actually going to start Yahoo. Because how many hairs will I make?
But people are making it from making hairs.
That is where the orientation comes.
Wow.
Their mindset has been, maybe because of the society, yes, the locality they grew up in. So we'll have to start with, remolding their mind, reorienting their minds. Let them know that you don't have to.
It must not be easy.
Rome is not built in a day.
Yeah.
You start
there's
from
a process.
Yes, there's a process. Start from somewhere.
Okay, Cynthia, are you ready now? Yeah. So for the benefits of people watching, help us understand what gender inequality means and how it translates into domestic violence.
Okay. Let me give an example. In the home environment, you have a boy, you have a girl. Certain families, they believe, oh, the boy is the head. Through him, my lineage continues. But the girl comes and she gets married off. I'm using myself as an example. When I was born, my family members told my dad, waiting you born, na girl. And my dad said, this girl... Are
you the first child?
Yes, I'm the first child, yes. My dad said, this girl is going to be worth more than 10 sons. So over time, he tried his best. He put me in very expensive schools. And they'll be like, why are you wasting your money?
Wow.
So if it was a boy, probably they would not have...
No, it's not probably.
They will not.
They would not have, batted an eyelid on what he was spending to educate me. So that is an example of gender inequality. Girls, boys, the boy child, the girl child, they're not given equal opportunity. And it transcends into the society, in the workplace, in the business place. And that stems from our beliefs as Africans and as Nigerians,
I don't think it's really as Africans. It's because of colonialism. Because really, Africans really treasured women. It's women that worked. The men stayed at home. So it is the colonialism that has, because it is in Oyibo lands that the woman was the underdog and that they had to fight for freedom, for that
emancipation.
Yes, emancipation. And it has just transferred to because of our religion and colonialism. But I was going to ask you, what made you start this thing? And like you're saying, you're not making money. So how are you going to fund it eventually? Because you can't continue with your own funds.
What motivated me? First of all, my story. Growing up, I was my dad's best friend. He never hid anything from me. And when they would come to the house and make certain comments, I would hear. And over time, I saw that it was just not peculiar to me. Other girls in society also have similar experiences. And I never knew it was going to get to this point. I finished university. All I just wanted to do was start a business. But in the community where I live and have my business situated, I noticed that women are being unjustly treated. And the area of domestic violence, young girls are being molested by people they know, people who are supposed to protect them.
Wow,
and nothing
that's a story.
And nothing is being done about it. And that very day, I was just, going through the internet. A friend of my mom came to the house and she was just talking about it. And they talked about it and they were like, oh, it is well. May God help us. And it triggered something. I got angry. And at that time, I didn't have the power to do anything. But I just thought about it. Why don't you start with sensitization, educating them? And from there, this is where I found myself.
And the last part, how are you going to continue to fund it? You can't continue to fund it by yourself.
Yes, right now I'm seeking partnerships from organizations, from the government. And over the years, since 2017 till 2018, I've had collaborations with the government, Ministry of Youth, Lagos State, and I'm hoping it will continue.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about male abuses because we see domestic violence, sexual violence more, and people talk about female. How much of the male boy child abuse have you seen? Okay. And how rampant is it?
Well, the male child abuse is something people are not really talking about. Lately, we are seeing and we are hearing about boys being sodomized, but we sweep it under the carpet because we believe the boy child is supposed to be strong and they are not supposed to show pain, show emotions. And that is one thing. I started with talking about the girl child abuse, speaking out for girls. Yeah. But over time, when I began to find out that boys are also victims, you know, I inculcated it to what I am doing. I also educate the boys in the seminars that you have to speak out. Yeah, girls are supposed to show their emotions. They're supposed to speak out when things go wrong. Speak out. Because if you don't speak out, we don't know how or where to start in solving the problem.
How do you help a victim who suffered any boy or girl? How do you help them?
Okay. I am also partnering with a group of psychologists. My brother is one of them. So we, along the line, if there's any case I come in contact with that I cannot cope with on my own, I refer
them for therapy.
All right. Thank you so much, Cynthia, for being on the show.
Thank you.
Next, we move on to our hot topic. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So a reality star, Tochi, has given his opinion on the mindset of some Nigerians. According to the model, Nigerians think that people with kind dispositions are pretentious and fake, while those who are toxic and rude are real. What are your thoughts on this? Join in the conversation and call us on 081-270-53687 or 091-390-76948. People who are rude and toxic are seen to be real, while people who are nice and kind are seen to be pretentious. Auntie Nima, tell us what you think.
Story of my life.
Go ahead.
I had once that I was pretentious because someone thinks that my kindness or smiles and regular plays are too what did she call it? Too much to be real. You know, it can't be your personality. And when I was growing up, I was like that. I could be blunt. I have that side hiding somewhere. I could dash you, bas, dirty word, bring slap kind of thing. So my mom would be like, you're beautiful, but your bad mouth, now they make you ugly. You know, constantly saying you need to learn to smile. It is all right to be kind. It is very important to be kind to people. So I learned it. And before I knew it became second nature. I would not even know age-wise. I would have greeted you and passed. And that became normal for me. Until I heard Nigerians saying, don't mind that. That cannot be her.
Wow.
So everybody can be mad. Everybody must have a little level of rudeness. But I don't think it is okay. When I said hearing, it became popular. I just kept hearing people think, to explain your mistakes or your excesses or your bad nature, is to say, I'm just being myself. It's okay to be blunt. I'm just being real. You know, auntie, go and learn good behavior.
Thank you.
You know, you need somebody to slap sense into you. But when we were growing up, it was something you'd be ashamed of. They will shame you to it. I know my mom's friends, I had 3 of them, who would regularly shame my rudeness. If I pass you and I greet you and you didn't answer me, I'll call you back and say, I greeted you today, you didn't answer me, tomorrow I will not greet you. So shut up your mouth. Go and learn. You know? So I learned, I'm greeting you, ma. You know, it's important that people learn these things and don't shame the right things out of people. We now start to see the reality TV shows, all these popular people, what they call themselves influencers. You know, people will just come on pages without decorum, respect for language, and they will say they're real.
I think one that even surprises me the most is on the social media pages, where if you post your picture or you post, say, look at this idiot. Hey. You don't know me. And then you say, look at this idiot.
My page.
Who does she think she is? So we have now...
everybody's now the same age.
Apart from us being the same age, where you don't know me, you are just abusing me for no reason. I didn't abuse you. I didn't insult you.
It was my page.
It was my page. I posted it. You came to my page to abuse me. This one is a bloody illiterate.
Hi.
How can you say that about someone you don't even know?
You haven't met.
You know, you've never met. Now, these people are hiding behind social media, because if you come to my front,
you dare not.
Can you come and tell me that I'm this or I'm that? Me, that I don't walk alone.
Bouncers will bounce. Before I come to you, Cynthia.
It's not possible. So you're hiding behind social media to insult people. And I think we have just developed this. And again, I will go to colonialism, because African people, we are not like that.
Hey,
YK, you are very correct. Wait, let me quickly... Sorry. YK, you're extremely correct. You know we have this reality show that these themes stem from, where we have a person just flare up and is entirely rude, insults another to the point of mental health insult. And the excuse in the morning is the person was just being real. You know, they come up with all sorts of excuses. The things that we should be ashamed of, we excuse. But this year, respect have discovered. On this same online social media, people have learned to say, sorry, thank you. In public, want to look cashier, you know, you want to look buy, want to look sit and look bekowa. Because when they say when they train you at home, you refuse to collect. It's from outside they will train you back home. People have now started training people back to their mothers. Who taught you that this thing is right?
Who trained you?
For the past few weeks, if you are online, the popular blunt people that have got them out, have learned to keep quiet. It is not all right to be rude in the name of social media.
Yes, I think where all this stems from is the fact that controversy sells. And everybody's trying to outdo themselves. I think the more disrespectful I am, the more
people follow you.
The more notice I get. But originally, I don't think as Africans, that is how we are supposed to be. Yes, because even on the streets, I come in contact with people who give it to you like that without even checking where you're coming from, checking if you're the same age mates or in the same social status. So I think everything came just like what YK said, you know, from the people who colonized us. We are trying to be like them, but it's not in our character.
Yeah, so I'm happy that we're beginning to call out bad behavior for what it is. So I had somebody who was working with me recently, and I had a talk with the person. I noticed some things, and I was like, there are certain things they call small foxes that spoil the vine. So you may be very beautiful, talented, intelligent, you're good at the job and everything, but if you don't have some basic character that is expected, that your parents are supposed to have helped you nurture, but somehow, you know, some parents don't even have it themselves. So somehow the child misses what they're supposed to learn from home. If you carry this outside, people will call you out. People will call your parents out. And if you're smart, you will learn fast on the job. You will learn those behaviors that you need, that you know, just gives you that wholeness as a human being, that people can relate with you. So it's not about, we all have to be successful. We all have to get there fast. We all have to, who are you as a person? Are you kind? Are you nice? Can people relate to you? Do you have empathy? Those are some of the things that we need to start celebrating people that have. And somebody yesterday, I posted a picture because I went to install some new hairs. And the makeup I wore since, I was tired, my face was worn out and everything. And then I posted a picture on my page. And somebody came there to say, this picture is not fine.
They say they're being real.
Honestly, on my page. And I was like, Auntie, focus on the hair and not the face. You're not buying the face. The face is not for sale. Focus on the hair. But Nima, let me come to you. I don't know if we have time to take this before we go on a break, but let me ask you this question. How do you think we can begin to normalize kindness in such a way that everybody is now kind, that we don't see it as somebody is pretending for trying to be nice?
Before you go there, I need to ask you this question.
Okay.
Because I'm older than you, does that give me the right to be rude to you?
No.
No.
Because we also get it wrong. Because I'm your senior, I can now insult you. I want to, because there's this girl, I think her video went viral, or her matter went viral, Linda Ikeji or something carried it. She said she parked, she was horning for someone that parked in front of her gate. The woman came out, the woman was older than her, she was young. The woman came out and the woman said, "Why are you being so rude? Who are you horning for?" She says,
Am I your mate?
No, the woman was older.
Yeah.
And so she started insulting the young girl and she said, "Come on, are you rude? Who are you horning for?" I says, "Madam, you parked in front of my gate. I cannot get into my house." Then they decided to trade words. And the woman got out, and she got out of her car, and the woman slapped her.
Hey.
She said she returned it immediately.
Quick.
That's how everybody now started, you don't have respect. The woman now, I can't remember what she did. She now brought out a cane and started caning the 40-year-old.
The older woman.
The younger girl started caning the older woman.
Oh, God.
And the people were saying, "Oh, she's rude, she doesn't..."
Messy.
Yeah, there's a limit to how you react to that.
Okay.
When we
I
come
throw
back,
it to
should
you.
I go on?
Go ahead, go.
Okay, so there's a limit to how you react to that. I have had a neighbor who's so far older than I am do this over the years, and I never said anything. And so I think in 2020, just before I had COVID, the neighbor started again. He would do things, and and this time around, in his usual behavior, he would call out my husband, and this particular time, I just lost it. Because usually when it starts, I'll tell my husband, I don't want an altercation, I don't want to hear anything. So even in his, everybody supports us, the old people will come and say, you are so patient, you are so this, you are so that. I knew I had gotten it up to here. But there's a limit to what you do. So this particular time, as I was trying to get my husband out of their exchange, he called me into it. You don't invite me into matter. If you invite me, you see.
we see your full regalia.
So as he invited me, I paid him attention. I addressed him. I called out his age. I told him to behave his age. But I would never raise my hand to him. Never.
If he had slapped you...
If he had slapped me, I would provoke another so that I have it on pictures or an evidence of it, and I would immediately get him arrested. In fact, I would sue him for assault of me, and I would also add that he provoked me, and then he reacted to slapping me. But I would not raise my hand, because as an African child on an elder,
you're not supposed to do that.
I know how to control myself. I think the limit, when she blocked off her gate, it's enough in fact, you have an action already. People no longer have the mentality of that. You are calling her to leave your gate. She's holding you. She's falsely imprisoning you in your house. There are ways you think about this kind of things.
There are ways you even handle it.
You handle it.
Yeah.
No, she wanted to go in, don't come out.
So she wanted to go into her house and... Okay,
yeah, let's take a short break. When we come back, we'll take phone calls and messages. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So I know that people generally believe that nobody can be that nice. Nobody. They just, we always, look at people the way we look at ourselves. And we don't project our bad sides outside for those people who are conscious. But you always, at the back of your mind, feel that the way this person is being, there's something in it for this person. And we're always very suspicious of one another. How do you think we can begin to normalize kindness, politeness, love, so that when you now see somebody who is on the extreme of rudeness, you know that this is the abnormal one and we need to deal with it?
Okay, first of all, what do we define as being nice? Being polite. is just a basic etiquette everybody should have. Looking out for your neighbor is a basic etiquette everybody should have. So when you deviate from that, that is when there's a problem. So me looking out for my neighbor or being polite, I see someone, good morning, ma, good morning, sir, and how you doing?
The basics.
The basics. You now tell me to be fake. That means there's something wrong
with you.
There's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with the society you're coming from. Because that is the basic. That should be the norm.
You are very right.
Yes.
Our society has become decadent.
It's a problem.
It's not just even social media. Look, there was a time, whether you are young or old, you enter a place, you must and you meet people sitting, you will greet.
Yes.
Courtesy.
Good evening, good morning. You will greet. There was a time, if you don't, they will call you out. Which home are you coming from? So we used to train ourselves. Now, look at us on the road. Look at us on the road. We abuse ourselves, abuse our generations.
In our workplaces, Uncle Road is far. In our homes.
No, because before you reach your workplace, you must use that road. So, I was coming this morning. This downfall, he came out and then stopped in the middle of the road so that nobody can go.
Lagos story.
Do you understand? He's not polite. He's wicked. He's rude. Because because of your own.
Yes.
So I don't know when we lost values.
I like that YK.
Yes. Where did we get
Okay, there's also this part of kindness not being selective. So you can't just be kind to a class of people, a group of friends, or amongst your friends, just a group of 2, 3. Kindness is kindness. Looking out, you don't even have to be friends with people. You just need to be kind. If you're a kind person, that's why the pretense line is drawn.
Yeah.
If you're selective, then there's a problem. My daughter would go be friends with somebody. I said, I don't want to be friends with the other one, and it's one person's birthday. Mommy, we didn't get her a gift, but you didn't say that the other birthday. I'll ask her.
Out. Wow.
Is it okay to get everybody gifts? If it's okay, then we can try and start small. But if it's not okay to get everybody gifts, then we don't have to start at all. Say, no, this is my good friend. I say, no, that's not how it's done. They are all your friends, and it has to be like that. Kindness is even basic. Smile.
Yes.
Good morning, give a person a smile. You learn it, you remember it. That's the way
you did not
face
smile
people.
yesterday, and I was worried. I told you this.
yesterday when my
She wasn't smiling at all.
I took my
so
COVID vaccine, the second shot. It seemed like I had nails in my hand. But that's what kindness is. Smile and everything, and to people, to everybody. You don't have to select people. The world is not your headache. Then the same thing if you are a rude person.
Be rude to everybody.
Be rude to everybody. Don't be selective and be saying you're rude. Then when it comes to people you think you can get favors with, extremely, Auntie, go and learn. A lot of people, when I actually did social media, maybe I'm even tired. I don't want any such example for my children. None of them. They are not role models to anybody. People who have real stories, real life, people who smile. I remember someone called out Kitensho and called her names for being herself. And I've seen this woman over the years. That's who she is. But you don't bother to know, and you claim to know everybody in public enough to insult everybody. Me.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, because you haven't talked yet. Let me just say this. If you can tell me I'm an idiot on social media, make sure that when you see me,
you keep up the energy.
That energy that you had, continue it so that we can beat ourselves.
Don't smile when you see me.
Don't smile.
Very important.
Say, Auntie, I like you.
No.
Just even once you can call me idiot on social media, make sure that when you look for me,
so call me the idiot.
Send me your address so that I can look for you.
Yes, so write your address there. They'll say, I'm in my house, come and beat me. Put your house address.
Put your house address so that I can come and look for you, and we can I can show you how idiotic I am. That's my own point. Because a lot of these people, they're not even your age mates. They will just be insulting you. What they can't tell their parents.
Yes,
they will be telling.
But some don't have shame. They tell their parents.
Yes, we've lost our values as Africans.
Simple.
Because in the past, when you misbehave outside, they take you back home.
With cane?
Yes.
They take you
exactly. They take you back home. Your neighbor takes you with cane, report you to your mother.
Immediately.
But now, you know, that is where everything, we've lost our values. We see parents applauding their children for being bold. Oh, she's being bold. Yeah, she's standing up for herself. And that is not who we are as Africans.
Let me...
Go ahead.
Can you imagine a 13-year-old, you see a 13-year-old in those days, smoking cigar on the road?
No.
You will pull the ear. If you don't know the parents, you will, who are your parents? You will pull the ear. First of all, you will slap the cigar out of the child's hand. Are you all right? Now, you will be saying...
Is this a parenting expert?
It's my mouth.
No, you see, with confusion started with the Igbo coaches.
Nima.
Novice, let me finish this one. Who will not allow... How can you go out with a child and the child did not greet? And the person called out to your child and said, greet me. And you say, no, you just abused him.
No, what's that? No,
you know?
Not that type of
I know, they come in big English. Oh. When they start to speak all the English of how the child was abused,
abusing the child.
You will not be confused that
the child is
traumatized. You have traumatized the child. You know, I mean, in my own house, I watch my children, particularly my first daughter. She can select. If she has crossed with one auntie that is not mommy's age, she will not greet. And I watch her when we're passing. Because me, I'm just smelling, hello. And my daughter is just, say, auntie, me, I'm greeting you. You are escorting.
Who are you?
Are you okay? She's like, good morning. It doesn't come from her heart. So I keep explaining to her that greeting people doesn't necessarily mean that somebody has abused you or that they are raising your head. To say a kind word, a smile, is to get goodwill.
True.
It comes back to you. Imagine that I'm not around. The person that does not have any problem with you, something is happening to you, they will reach out. Some will even do the extra and say, I saw this child in a dangerous situation. Let us watch, do something about your child. That's how we grew up, Shao. I don't know about the people that know.
All right, let's take a break. The conversation continues. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. Let's take a few messages before we move on.
I want to take this one especially. It's from Chinyere Nwuba. She says, these good virtues should also be inculcated in the school curriculum because many schools have missed it. And I just wanted to take it from there because I remember in my daughter's school, when she first went there, you must courtesy to greet. So they were teaching them. So that's when they say from the bottom. You know, they were teaching. So by the time you go out into the real world,
you're well formed.
So, and I think, Chinyere, that thing that she said is really, really, I think schools should now start to make sure it is taught from a young age.
We used to have Lady of Lords. It was a Catholic school, but they taught us courtesy. Mrs. Fuji, we had one teacher, Mrs. Fuji. If you enter a class in the morning as a young girl, but then I was 5, 6, you would greet. When your classmate gives you a pen, the person will now tap you. You didn't say thank you.
You will say thank you.
So they can report that to teacher.
5 magic words.
When we got to secondary school, it was our VP then, Mrs. Ekobe, who made even your smell. You know, you say, why? Get an antiperspirant. You can't be smelling anyhow up and down. Offensive to your classmates. And these basic things I learned. The first day she shouted at me that, look at you. How can you look? Every day I made sure I looked neat. Their parents, you don't want to be in the face. When I now became a lawyer, went to court once and the magistrate said to somebody, you're in my face. I looked at the counsel, how is he in your face? All of us are in your face now.
Nima, hold on. Let's take this call. Moyo from Oyo State. Good morning, Moyo. Dr. Moyo.
The media is not helping matters.
Good morning, Dr. Moyo. We're starting from ourselves now. You didn't greet me. Charity begins at home. Go ahead, ma. Good morning.
Okay, the kind of things, music that the media churns out these days.
Yes.
It's not nice. It's not pleasant at all. You know, there's some music. I'm a savage. I'm nasty, bitchy, and rude. That's what I think is cool. It's cool to be nasty. It's cool to be savage.
Eventually,
it's cool to be disrespectful. And sometimes before I even correct some children, I first ask of their parents so that I'll know whether I'm not wasting my time. Like, there's a particular girl, a teenager. She's very, very rude, very nasty. If you are talking to her as an adult, she'll be chewing gum, blowing gum.
Blowing gum?
Yes, I'm making sounds with the chewing gum. So before I started correcting her, I asked her about her background. I did a mini search. How about your mom? Where's your mom? She said she's late. Okay, your dad, he said he's a cab driver. He's hardly around. I said, okay, I get where this is coming from. Okay, who are your friends? Where do you grow up? He said, where do you go? Where your dad is not? I said, she plays with the street people around. I said, okay. I figured this is where this is coming from. So a lot of times, the environment matters. Parents matters. So even if you are correcting the child will be saying you as, she's too much. He doesn't get it that you are trying to reform her. She thinks you are trying to bully her. That's the way she will see it. But if
Thank you so much, Dr. Moyo.
Yes. Let me take this Facebook comment. Josiah says, I think this is because people are becoming not just more toxic, but also more selfish. This selfishness makes them think that everyone is just as negative as they are. And therefore, anyone who doesn't appear negative and selfish must be pretending. It must be fake. Lola Lawal says, some of these people on social media have mental health issues. Yet others, sorry, I just lost it. Okay. Yet others will go and be copying them, not knowing that if that person is well upstairs, even they will not do some of the things social media covers up a lot.
Yeah, Labode Labisi says, it's parenting. Parents tend to cover up for their children. If you try to correct most parents take offense. Non-speaking our language also is having effects on our children. Emmanuel Ogumola, disrespect is reciprocal too. Don't come and claim age when you mess with me. Wisdom, they say, comes with age. So your actions will meet equal reaction. You raise your hand, I'm going to defend myself.
Yes, from this last comment, before the school, you have the home. So if the parents fail to do their jobs, that is where the school comes into play.
To help.
But as parents, what kind of children are you raising? You know, except you're telling me you also have issues, you're also not wired right. So from the home...
Because you can't give what you don't have.
Yes, we replicate what we are. You know, charity begins from the home. You don't come outside and give what you don't have. So if I come out exhibiting toxic behavioral traits, it's because that is what I have learned. That is what I have seen my parents do. If I misbehave or an adult comes to the house and I don't greet, my parents will call me. Have you greeted that parent?
I will give you people a
Yes. Or if they see me being rude to an older person, they will caution me. But if I do that today, I do that tomorrow, and I'm not cautioned, I think it's the norm. I'll go out and, you know, I'll be very confident. Yes, I'll be confident to act out because I know my parents have sanctioned it. It's fine. I can. That's the norm.
Let's take this call from Oil. Oil from the UK. Good morning.
Hello, Yenny and Todd. How you guys doing?
We're doing amazing.
Good morning.
Yeah. My regards to Mariah too.
He's doing great.
Contribute on the why people behave to public, especially this period. I just want to say the only reason is the hardship, problems, and make people to lose their mind. What's going on in Nigeria has made a lot of people to lose their mind. So it has affected their own children over time, and you see that it display that the kids go out to display such character they learn from their parents. So that's one of the factors, although there are other contributing factors. But hardship problem is a major factor that affected parents, their character. You see them shouting, you see them quarreling, and their kids have over time they learn from such character. And that's what we are seeing in society today.
Thank you, Oil. I beg to disagree. He's saying it's hardship that causes it. So most of the people I know who are humble are even the wealthy ones.
Yes.
I went to a school where we had wealthy children in the midst of all of us. And they were the ones that would respect, that would talk to you politely, that would greet you. They're coming into your room, they pull their shoes, their slippers. Their shoe and slippers can buy your whole bunk and everything, but they will take it off. It was the ones that didn't have nothing is gumming them anywhere that come out and just show themselves. But I wanted to give a story about my father. Growing up, he normally sits in front of the house studying the scriptures. And there's a connecting street at the back because there was really no gates from our compound to the next street at the back. So people usually take that, go through my compound as a way of shortcut. And then he sits with his glasses, the way YK used to wear that glass, and put it on his nose. And then you pass and you don't greet. He will come, hey, you, come here. He's a sportsman, huge, everything. Come here. Did you say good morning or did you say good afternoon? Where's she? Out. Out. Who is your father? They did not teach you how to greet. So, and because my father was a terror at the time, I knew that I must learn how to greet. Because he did not touch another person's child. For me, he would beat me. So I grew up with that. And I remember calling out a friend most recently, and I was saying that, I've noticed your kids don't greet. I've tried to address it. And I feel I should let you know. And then the person took it like I was judging. I said, no, you are my father. I should be able to tell you this is what I observed. Let's work on it together. Like,
so maybe she doesn't understand that as a value.
No, but then after the conversation and everything, the excuse I had was, me, I don't even greet, and it's okay. I was like, well, I know you don't greet, but I was thinking we could make a difference with your partner or your children. But for me, how do we begin as human beings to reprogram our minds by ourselves? So some people have missed the training from their parents. But how do you now begin to train yourself so that you don't misbehave outside?
Okay, since some homes have this default setting of encouraging bad behavior, that's where that's when we get to the schools. Then once we get to the schools, we inculcate it in the curriculum to make sure that these children are educated with the right etiquettes. From there, I think it will transcend into the society.
Hold your thought a bit. Let's take this call. Seko from Benin Republic. Good morning, Seko.
Morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Go ahead, you're live.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, good morning, Nima and Mariam. I'm calling from Cotonou, Benin Republic. This is my first time.
Oh, welcome to the show. It's not Mariam.
Yeah, I'm a fan of your program, and for the subject on ground this morning, I just want to say, we are all human, and we can really be funny sometimes, but those who have kind disposition are not all wrong people. No, I don't think so. It's just that it depends on our background and other criteria that can make somebody funny today, maybe the best one tomorrow. So it's not something that is stable. A human being is not a perfect creature. So, and before wrapping up, it's an international call. I just want to express my condolence to your sister, Moraya. My sister, too, for the demise of her mom.
Thank you.
So, I hope she's watching your view this morning, so to stay.
She would hear. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Anyway,
I remember one time when I was a young girl. My Yoruba was very poor in the past. I did not have proper Yoruba then. And this Yoruba woman would usually come to my house. She would call out my mom. When my mom is away, she would come and call us out in the name of correction. And then use harsh words as if abusing my mother, and anytime I report to my mom would just be like, she didn't say that. So on one of such occasions, I thought, maybe my mom doesn't usually believe us when we tell her people come and talk bad about her. So I would defend myself. I'm sure my auntie is watching the beating that I got. So the woman came as usual, and this time I just said, she said, Omoshi. I said, Yoshi back. I know these are negatives. And when my mom came, as usual, I wanted to be the first to talk, but unfortunately, my mom met the woman outside. And the woman said to her that I insulted her and I used such words to her. And my mom came up and said, I had the defense. My sisters were my witnesses. I wanted to talk. My mom said, no matter what happened, You and me. After beating me, she now said, you and me in this house were fighting. Until you go and apologize to the woman. I felt doubly cheated. I did not want it. I called my dad on the phone, then he was in the cat. I called, I reported my mom. Nothing could abate my mom in the house until I went to beg this woman. So the day, she said it must be in public because I talked to that woman in public. And this woman, in her mind, she knows she was unfair to me. So I went to say to the woman I was sorry. I knelt down in public and I apologized to her. And when she then said, "Oh, mommy, what you bear me?" So all my answer laughing at me that and all of that. I was proud. So later I asked my mom that, what did you gain? She said, I gained a child. Wow. I know the woman is negative, but I don't want her to help me raise my child. You that I'm doing everything to raise every day, you know they hear what. Now you don't they cause people for public. If I will tell you that it's okay to be mad. That's why I did what I did, that she gained her child.
Let's take this call, Patricia from Abuja. Good morning, Patricia.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you. You're live. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm very happy you're discussing about this topic today because I think it has become a worrisome situation where people just feel that the negative is now becoming the norm. More like people are becoming more interested in negative things. And now, when someone is being positive, you are trying to, you are putting yourself out there, doing the right thing, showing love, and people feel that there's something wrong with you. You are being fake. So they accept the negative, they accept wrong to be right. I'm very happy that you're talking about this. I think people should do more of this talking. People like you that are role models, that have the years of people, especially young ones. Let's put out the right thing out there. It's not okay for people to misbehave. It's never okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Let's sell the right values. Thank you so much, Patricia.
I really love what she said. You know, we have to start from somewhere. Let us push the right message.
Very important.
To the younger people so that when they grow up, they will know what the difference between right and wrong. Because what I'm saying is that we are not knowing the difference
boundaries
between
anymore. There are no boundaries again.
That's why an Okada man will be driving on the opposite side of the road. And if you tell him that, why? He says, he will tell you that you are stupid. You, that you are in the normal lane. He coming
against
traffic will tell you that you are not well. You know?
Okay, I always also think that we should live the right things. We should
be an example.
Yes, be an example. You know, being an educationist, I was taught that children model after what they see.
Yes.
So I can be telling my children, don't do this, don't do that, and then I'm doing the opposite. They'll just be looking at me like, oh. Especially these days that these children are really very sensitive to their environment. How do we keep ourselves? How do we always monitor ourselves? How can we check on one another? So you notice this about this person. You politely tell the person, this is what I noticed, I don't think it's good. And the person takes it in good faith, not that you're fighting me. Because sometimes you notice some things. And because of the way the person may react, you will not tell the person. Sometimes, I also found that those people who are doing those things don't even know that they are doing. How do you think we can begin to help one another in this?
Yeah, you call out what is bad as what is bad.
Okay.
Every time you see, you can start. Recently, I felt disrespected by a young girl. I just decided to cut off the girl because I didn't feel the conversation was necessary. But I don't want to give the girl the impression it's okay to be rude to me. So you call it out or you stop it immediately. You disabuse their mind from continuing that rubbish. You stop it as soon as you see it. If it is amongst your peers,
I wanted to get that.
That's the difficult conversation because everybody now starts. Now we don't even know what we worship anymore. Some people worship money. That's why we see something that is totally averse to normal reasoning. And we say, why are you asking? Did you ask them when they were poor? Did you ask them kinikon, all those kind of things? The kind of narrative I hear, it worries me. Me for a friend, if I tell my friend this thing that you're doing is wrong and the person won't listen, you won't see me in your house again. It means that we have different minds.
Let me take this call. Ayeni from Surulere. Good morning, Ayeni.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah,
good morning.
How are you doing?
We're fine, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I think what is basically happening nowadays is what we used to call Irode. I think the world is really just winding down now. Because even our government is not even helping matters at all.
because there are some sort of music that the young ones are listening to now that preach all this, bad behaviors. And there's no any government thing that is even checking that. You can imagine somebody like that is a musician holding a group that they are saying they have no manner, no this, no that, and our children are listening to them. Like when we are growing up, most of the songs we listen to, they are the songs that, we be correcting you.
Gospel songs.
Be telling you what to do, And as you are listening, you'll be even, if you don't want to correct yourself, those songs will correct you. So far you are listening to them and you're singing along.
Thank you so much, Mr. Eni.
I love where Nima went to just now. She went to money. We don't know what we are worshiping again. We worship money. That is our main cocoa problem. If you have money, you can do anything and you can do. And everybody will worship you and worship the ground you walk on. So even you will be not correct in your mind because you have now begun to feel untouchable.
On top of the world.
On top of the world because you have some chicken change. Because where billionaires are talking, real billionaires.
They are not there.
You are not inside.
They are not even millionaires yet.
They are even humble. The billionaires are humble.
All them Bill Gates and Concon, those ones, the kind of money those ones spend. We are not inside their league. A person will be a politician. He made money from ill-gotten gains, from defrauding you as a Nigerian.
Yes.
When you see him, you will be buying your knee, will be touching the guy, everything. You will just be misbehaving just because he has that money. So when you see someone who doesn't have the money, you disrespect him or her. You disrespect the person because our values, that's what I'm saying, we have lost our values. And that's the cause of our problems now.
Before I come to you, Cynthia, let's take this call from Ikotu. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Okoro.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. I really appreciate. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
All right. I said I really appreciate your program. It's mind-blowing.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Quickly, I just want to make my comment.
Go ahead,
when
sir.
I was a little child, you are being told by everybody around you. Everybody around you. One or the other, you misbehave. When your uncle is dealing with you, your parents will continue. And nobody will raise any kind of over it. Then in school, we have a day set aside for moral instruction. In my own secondary school, community school for Canada, handled by the principal himself. Moral instruction. We are being spoken to, different aspects of life. More importantly, how to relate with people and all that. Then even as little as food, when we buy something like sardine, we eat it inside bush. We have to hide to eat it. Food. The little children smoke openly. Tag their trousers, show their dirty boxers everywhere, even in front of their parents. When you buy egg, you have to hide to eat it because when the elders see you say, the way this child is really,
a thief.
Going, that he may end up to be a thief and not that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Okoro.
Let me just add some of
Cynthia has not spoken.
Our Facebook comments quickly.
Okay.
Clara Ayuk says, you guys are a blessing to our generation. Keep it up. The world is listening. Morals are fast running out. Rolake says, men's evil deeds are written on brass, and the good ones are written on water. People with good behavior rarely make history. Therefore, people began to lose values. When people with good values begin to see those without values achieve a lot, they begin to see no reason with values. Society should learn to appreciate good values.
Yeah, celebrate it. Go ahead, Cynthia.
Yes, from this comment, it points out where we got things wrong. When people steal to get rich or defraud people to get rich, they are being celebrated. While the person who goes through the system, you know, works honestly, but ends up not so rich, is not celebrated, is ignored. That is where the problem started from. And if we, as the society, we learn to call out people who are doing wrong, call out people who have toxic behavioral traits, you don't disrespect anybody and go away with it. That's where the policing system starts from. We begin to look out for each other.
Police ourselves.
Yes. That is, I think, will change.
Yeah, let's take this call from Felix. Good morning, Felix from Yola.
Yes. Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning.
First time caller. Good
Welcome
morning.
to the show.
Yeah, thank you. I'm a regular follower of this program. Several times I try to reach people, but it's always difficult to pass through. But thank God I'm with you today.
Yeah,
and the program is very educative.
Thank you.
You know, the problem we're having this day, somebody was talking about people worshiping money. You see, people, irrespective of your age, because you are privileged to have money to disrespect people. People don't make you understand that people need to be respected. Sometimes you go to shops, you want to buy something, the person is telling you to get in that person. He cannot even greet you. He's expecting you to greet him. And the lady will ask you, what do you want? You go to some people's houses, they'll ask you, what do you want? Some pastors know that this person is my elder, but because he's a pastor, he forgets that you still know him. He's expecting you to greet him because he's a pastor. You know that kind of thing? People are losing the norms of respect when it comes to age. But age is very paramount in anything you do. That's why there's a culture in Rogolo and they call it the Rogo people. The senior does not tell the junior Migo. They know. A typical Roman, when we tell him Migo, I will tell him no. It's me, I will tell you Migo. Because you understand what culture stands. So this thing needs to be taught to people. People need to understand you respect people for you to end that respect. So that you have your money, go to that person senior to you, and that respect must be accorded to that person. And that's the only way we can go. May God help us understand this country.
Thank you, Mr. Felix. That was very passionate.
Yeah, I wanted to take this tube from Andrew Streatham. He says, in the days of old Nigeria, if you are rude, your parents would gladly soak the cane in water overnight and apply it the next day. And it's true, because our parents in those days, they didn't take, you are rude, pass. Reset your brain for you.
One time.
You know, nobody's resetting our brains now.
Why, did you just say that? I thought you didn't like me resetting my daughter all the time.
No, your own is child abuse.
I think modernization, they are trying to copy the
I used to have cane before. They advised me that it's not good to have cane. But let me quickly take this call before I come to you. Yakub, good morning, Mr. Yakub.
Yeah, good morning. I'll be quickly because of the time. The problem we have is just the government. For example, who censored the film that we are watching at home? Who is controlling it? And then let me give you another typical example here. Everybody watch Big Brother something. I don't want to mention the name. You know how much the winner got. And then the best brain in the university, what are they getting from there?
100,000.
Nothing. So they are not making people to do the good thing. And then we are watching Big Brother something, and then the person take home a lot of money. So the brain in the university, what are they getting? As I said earlier, it's only God will help us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yakub. Miss Cynthia?
Yes, modernization. We are trying to outdo the white people.
No. What you see, the British people, they have morals and respect to their side.
Okay.
It's the other side across the Atlantic that we are copying. Where you can decide you can MF1, decide no, that side it doesn't go to that side.
You don't go to that side, okay?
The other side.
It's our sister that goes to that
That's what someone said. Donald Trump was very rude. As a president, he used to abuse people every second.
Countries, yes.
And that is very true. You know, even their music, yes. they used to just abuse each other. You know, used to have
about this music, they do all those things. And our music are copied it now.
That's what we copied. And somebody said here, I don't know, I have to look for it, said we used to teach moral instruction in schools before. It is not
there anymore.
A subject anymore. It was a subject and you had to pass it. So that means you had to know how to behave. Now, we have removed it. Just the same way we have removed history. We have removed moral instruction. They keep saying, no, they've brought history back. But I have nieces and nephews in school, and none of them have told me about history.
A friend who someone was trying to be kind to, and she thought the person was pretending. She said, please, 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 I don't need your care. I don't need your care. I said, may you not live in the world one day that you will not see anybody to be kind to you. Yeah. Kindness is something that you reciprocate immediately with peace, no matter whether you trust it or not.
Just collect it, receive it. Let's take this call, Tunde from Benin, and then I come to Cynthia for her final thoughts. Good morning, Mr. Tunde.
Yeah, good morning.
Go ahead, you're live, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. I find it very interesting, the topic you are discussing, and because one thing I would like to say is this. The military, all the years of military rule has affected our psyche, the way we think. We believe in doing things by force and getting our way by being forceful. So it has affected us a lot. Some of us that have had the opportunity of traveling out of this country, we know that people are more gentle, they are more better behaved outside Nigeria. But here, because all the years of military rule, everybody seems to think that I can always get my way by being forceful, by forcing my way. It has affected the way we think, the way we reason, the way we behave. So it's very bad, and there is need for culture change. There is need for real values and culture change in Nigeria.
Mr. Tunde, what do you suggest? What do you suggest we can begin to do for this culture change you're talking about?
Until we believe that you don't have to oppress the other person to show that you have to be gentle. It's not a sign of weakness for one to be gentle and to be kind to others. Okay. I can give you an example. I mean, I've had opportunity of traveling out of Nigeria. I mean, I've seen how people have been helpful to me and things like that. So it's because for time constraint now, I cannot be telling you the details of what my experience was.
I understand.
But I can tell you that the years of military rule in Nigeria has really affected us negatively because we believe that we can always get things by putting our way.
Thank you. So, Cynthia?
Okay, yes, he made a point, but should we allow situations of life bring out the worst out of us? I really don't agree totally with that. If you're a good person, if you are someone with manners, regardless of where you find yourself, regardless of where you have been pushed to, it will always show. So we still have to go back to the home. From the home to the schools to the society, then set up a policing system. Let's call out each other. If I'm rude to you, if I disrespect you, call me out. Regardless of how I will feel, don't sugarcoat it, because that is what has brought us to this point.
Thank you so much. Nima, let's have your final thoughts.
Okay, so it's okay to be kind. Kindness is a value, and it's something that, according to my people, brings out your beauty. If you, instead of wearing a makeup, wear a smile, wear a kind word, and those basic sorry, thank you, that makes life easy. The Prophet Islam used to even say, give little gifts, no matter how small, because, you know, it gets you goodwill. I think that's what I would like to say on this.
I just want to answer Cynthia about, you know, if you have a child that from a baby, as he or she is growing up and you're saying, you are stupid, you are this, you are that, and everybody in the house is talking like that, that baby is not going to know the difference between right from wrong. Everything is right, everything is wrong. So that is what that gentleman that the military rule that has been, because we have been losing our values. It's not today that we lost our values. What the Nigeria you see today, it didn't start yesterday.
But
it has been.
But why can you did not lose your values? Were you not under the same military rule?
No.
You were not?
Remember, I was, but it was small. It was taken. At first, I was born in 1961.
Okay.
We were under civilian regime, I believe.
Sure. Yes. Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then the military came in 66. Civilians still, and then when even those military guys came, they were still a bit normal. Because they were coming from a normal place.
But the ones after.
They were not even big thieves like they became.
Yes.
You know, just looting.
And then they started obey before complain. They'll do something wrong, you have to obey.
I know we have to go. So, little by little, our values have been chipped at, and that is what has caused
landed us where we are now.
Where we are,
for me,
where everybody is going to one lane.
Yeah.
10 lanes going into one lane. Of course, there's going to be go slow.
Thank you, ladies. For me, I think it's our responsibility to change the narrative, and we can only start by being the narrative. So if you want kindness, if you want love, you want honesty, you want integrity, let us start showing that example. And hopefully, the younger generation may pick up from us and we'll have a better future.
Amen.
That's all we can take for today. Join us again tomorrow. Bye-bye.